fail.
Welcome to the That Comedy Podcast. I'm your host, DJ Marcus, and you are joining me live in the That Comedy Studios. I'm never alone. I'm with my boy, Joey LaFaro. Joe, say hello to people.
You gotta stop messing around with them pussies. The hairballs, not applicable on air.
I try to get the wax ones, but hey, sometimes you don't luck out. Speaking of wax ones, Candace August joining us in the building. Candace, welcome to the show again, Miss Pretty Funny.
Hot tea and honey, so you can hit that note.
Okay, I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna start working on that. I need some vocal lessons.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh man, Joey,
Yo,
we have a special guest this week,
yes we do.
Mr. Philip Philippinamos.
Really?
Is that what it is?
That's horrible.
That's not his name.
That's not even a hard name.
Villados?
It's Valdez.
Valdez? Okay.
Wow, that's not even a hard one.
Exactly. I was just like, really?
Hey, you know what? That's what she said. Philip Valdez, welcome to the That Comedy Podcast, sir.
Phil, just so you know, that's how we do things around here. Marcus mispronouncing your name is
a rite of passage.
Badge of honor. It's a badge
Rite
of
of
honor, sir.
It's actually bad luck if he gets it right.
Oh, we have shit shows when I know who you are. Just ask old
How
Mike
would you
Brown.
know it's bad luck if he gets it right? He's never gotten it right. We
Oh,
don't know
he
what
has.
happens when he gets it right.
It was
We have no clue.
It was just long and awkward.
Yeah, it just kept going. The show just kept going for no reason. Oh man, Joey, another exciting week in that comedy. I had a great week.
You did? Good.
I did. I had an enjoyable week. I went on a date.
Oh,
did?
wow. Really?
Yes. And for all of you at home wondering,
Well.
it was with Candace. All right, now
Oh my
before she denies it,
God.
it was a virtual date. We went to Zoom Coffee. Me and her both went to separate Starbucks, ordered the same drink. Now, I don't know if she knows we were on the Zoom meet together because I think I hacked her phone. That's neither here nor there. It's just how life works for me and Candace in our dating scene.
You just stop tricking people into doing this video blog review thing with you. It's not a date.
That's not a date.
It's not.
That's not. Oh, wait. So me and Candace doing our video blog together wasn't technically a date.
Your Starbucks review of the seasonal macchiato is not.
God damn it.
It's not date worthy.
All right, Candace. So we have to start over again. Next week, proper date. I will wear my bunny costume, and you can wear whatever furry costume you like to wear, because I know you're into that. I know she's into furries, Joey. She told me on our virtual date last week.
First of all, it's Furbies, and no, I'm not into it.
No, it's furries.
I'm telling you, it's Furbies. You talking
Okay.
about the kink where you wear the costume?
Yeah,
it's Furby.
No, it's furries. Those
Okay,
are furries.
all right.
Joey,
I believe you.
the That Comedy research staff needs to look
I'm not
this up.
Googling that on my computer. You can both Google it and find out Candace is wrong together.
Furbies are those weird little talking things that
Yeah, the
goes,
little
toys.
gimme. Huh?
You mean bronies?
Bronies
That's
are
a
the
whole
guys who
different
like.
thing.
Are
What
those,
is that? Oh, that's not the same?
We have
No.
to have Uncle Ben back on if we're
Yeah,
going to talk
Uncle
about
Ben's
that.
a brony.
Uncle Ben will know more about bronies. He probably knows more about furries. Actually, he's our resident
Kink expert.
debauchery expert.
He's our kink guy. Oh man, but Joey,
I'll reach out. We need to have Uncle Ben on and talk about. We'll get all cleared up in a future episode.
Yeah, we got to get Uncle Ben on. We got to get Uncle BJ on. If he ever answers a text message, we got to get who else? Who else haven't we had on?
It's not really if he answers a text message. You just got to catch him when he's awake.
Takes naps. Takes lots of naps.
naps.
Lots of naps. You know who we haven't had on, Joey?
Who?
We haven't had Alex Starr on. Now that is
Well, he's an elusive type of person.
he is a shooting star. He does move at his own trajectory around the sun. Alex is a miss, but hey, any of those people who want to join the That Comedy team, what are you doing, Candace? Are you sending up signals?
No, I was adjusting the light.
He's getting ready for the aliens.
The aliens,
Yeah,
aliens can come now.
You guys, is the moon pink today? Have you seen it or not? They said it's pink.
No.
Yeah, the moon's supposed to be pink either today and tomorrow or yesterday and today or something like that. I looked out. I haven't seen it. I'm going to try again after the show, but it's supposed to be pink.
So that means
So
the
what?
rapture's coming.
Is that a sign that Earth has cancer?
No.
I
No, it
Like,
means,
I don't even know.
it means
Like,
the rapture is coming.
Yeah.
Something's in retrograde, I'm sure, but the moon's supposed to be pink tonight. So if you
Oh,
guys get a
pink
chance
moon
to take a look.
2021.
Means that the moon is on its period.
Okay. It's a super.
Well, we have that in common. No, just joking. But
Uh-oh.
seriously, it's a pink moon.
That's why that date wasn't that long.
Oh my god.
Overshare. Ah.
Oh man, it is a super pink moon.
Super pink
From
moon.
April 27th through April 28th. So tomorrow.
Okay. So
You can-
today
you
and
can-
tomorrow.
Look out, see your pink moon on a Wednesday.
So what are the pagans up to today? Like, are they doing anything
Did-
special
did-
for it?
Pagan. Let me type in pagan.
I'm sure they're having some
No,
sort
wait.
of festival.
Spiritual meaning.
Who's the pagan expert on this panel? Phil? Feels like you.
I so happen to be in a religion called Santeria
Okay.
from Miami in Africa.
Oh,
So
like
I
the
know a little
Sublime
bit about
song.
it.
No.
It's that they don't practice Santeria. He just said he does.
That's not.
He has a crystal ball.
No, he doesn't. That is disrespectful, Joseph.
That's the only time I've ever heard.
You never heard of Santeria? You're the worst. Because you're
You
not.
never heard of Santeria? It's besides that 311 song?
That's
Nope.
not 311.
Santeria.
Sublime
Yeah.
song.
Sublime.
Which
It's
is
basically-
it's funny you messed
Whoever.
up.
Santeria is age-old practice, and you just heard of it on a Sublime song?
This is-
Shame.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you heard of Chupacabra?
Yes.
Okay, so imagine that 10x.
Oh. That's just the worst. that's the worst animal in the world.
This even sounds like I'm gonna get eaten when I step outside.
Yeah.
Is
Well,
there-
Yeah.
Candace would know about Santeria because she's from the New Orleans area, and so
Oh, okay.
They have voodoo.
They got-
Yeah.
Voodoo.
See,
But
I don't know.
Santeria is
Yeah.
kind of like akin to that, right? It's
Yeah.
it's a Latin American and African fusion of kind of a religion and a voodoo kind of thing together.
See, no, I'm gonna nope.
Yeah,
No.
it's like it's really cool.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
named all the places where Joey's people colonized. So he does have nothing to do with that.
No,
Yeah.
He brings Big White Jesus into the case
I've
in
very,
all those places.
I've expressed multiple times. There's a reason I haven't been to New Orleans. I don't want to drunkenly stumble into the wrong voodoo shop and get a hex put on me and wake up as a frog. We've been over this.
Yeah, I can see that happening to you.
Then I gotta find.
Yeah, but
Meghan
you have more
Markle.
meat on you as a human being. So, I'm just saying, I wouldn't want you as a frog. I'd rather have you like that.
Yeah, he'd rather
if I
have
were to
you.
eat you.
Don't you put that evil on me, Phil Valdez.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness! Joey, anything happened to you this week, man?
Played spades.
You did
I did.
with me
Yes.
and Chef Dave and Ninja Knox.
And
How did he do, Marcus?
Joey does well most times he plays spades. Joey is actually a great spade.
I actually was doing fine, but then I had like a Robin Hood moment when Robin Hood moment when it's never good when you're at your friend's parents' house and you start cursing.
No, it's not. No, it's definitely not. Especially when their mom is almost 70.
But when this country motherfucker tried to
Hey, that's not nice. That's not nice. You just met him. Be nicer about it.
do I have to?
No, you don't. It's that kind of podcast. He's country as fuck.
What did he try to do?
He
Try to convince me he didn't renege.
he reneged in the middle of a spades game. Now, when you renege in the middle of a spades game, there's usually one of two
Cost
things.
you
that
3
happen.
books, right?
Cost you 3. It's gonna cost you 3 anyway. But someone curses you out. Now that's either your partner or somebody on the other side of the table who you were trying to get over on.
Mm-hmm.
In this instance, the person was on the other side of the table, and it was Joey. And Joey leapt up out of his seat and said, "Yeah, motherfucker, give me them 3 books. Yeah,
No,
give it
he
here,
didn't. No,
over
he
here.
didn't. No, he
Now
did
I'm
not.
sick of this shit. Y'all lying. You lying motherfuckers. Give me the books. Give me the goddamn books now. Now give me the books."
It was pretty close to that, but I pronounced fuck with a W. So
I don't even know how to do that myself. Joe was drinking bourbon that last night.
Yeah,
He was drinking. Everybody was drinking except me.
I got a little out of hand.
Yeah, and I watched 4 white guys continue to say the word coon in front of me, and then have it circle around the table like 6 times, and I was like, that was a weird moment.
That was in reference to a car dealership.
Yeah, y'all should go to Coons. Coons got it. Coons, yeah, Coons Chevrolet.
Coons. I wasn't
Coons,
hearing it that way.
Coons. And I'm just sitting there looking at all of them like, okay, y'all got one more. y'all motherfuckers, all you crackers got one more coon in you before me and this bald bitch next to me rise up.
It did take me a whole second to go, what's the Oh.
You gotta go see them coons in Rockville. You gotta see the coons. It's coons down in Bragg Shaney. It just came. It felt weird. It hit different. It hits different. It hits different when you hear certain words. But we had a good week. We celebrated Chef Dave. Candace, you remember Chef Dave, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
His Chef Dave's birthday was on Monday this week.
Mm-hmm.
Is that why y'all are playing spades?
Yes, we generally do that on our birthdays. Like we used to go to bars, but since you can't go to bars successfully anymore, we decided to go in each other's houses, get drunk, play spades, and laugh and tell jokes about each other all night. It's more fun that way.
Okay.
When's your birthday, Candace?
July 5th. You know that, remember? Because we were at Joey's 4th of July party.
That's why she knows about the moon. She's a Cancer.
Absolutely. Yes, that's correct.
So I didn't know that was her birthday. I do know now. I didn't remember that was her birthday. I do apologize for that. I'm saying it now so that on your birthday this year, when you get the 10 dozen roses that I'm going to send you, because you know you're so beautiful, you deserve it. You deserve every rose that I send you. So when you get those, you can look at him and go, you know what, he remembered. And then whoever doesn't remember, you can look at them and go, you're not worth my time and energy. Marcus is. And
you won't remember.
I sure the fuck
you won't remember.
I only remember when it's pivotal to my remembering. Usually that involves either a girlfriend, a child, or
you're digging a whole grave for this date.
This date is sabotaged from the jump. You see how she looked at me when I said we went on a date? She looked at that eye roll. She is not wanted something less in her life. But it's fine. You know what, Joey? I'm a confident man. I'm independent. I don't know why I'm an independent man all of a sudden, but that works for me. And I believe that Candace will do fine on her own without me. But you know what's going to happen, Joey? 2021. Marcus, this is the year of Marcus. I've decided 2021 is the year of Marcus. So you know what's going to happen this year? Ball-headed hoe shit.
Ball-headed hoe shit.
Ball-headed hoe shit all summer. I'm about to get my summer body together. It's spring. So I got 2 months to get the summer body. As a male, summer body doesn't mean that much. It just means lower some of this down. I don't gotta get a 6-pack or anything. I just get low enough to where I can take the t-shirt off if I want to take the t-shirt off.
Got a whole month to get these nips tight.
Yeah, I gotta get the boobs in place, and that's it.
It looks like you started. It looks like you already started on a 1-pack.
This is a cake, brother.
Like you've mastered the 1-pack.
This is
you're really good at it.
This is all for loving. This is hold me, baby, right here. This is wintertime. I gotta get
storage.
this off. I gotta get this off. But yeah, Joey, I'm gonna do ball-headed hoe shit all summer.
Okay.
All right, even on vacation.
I will support you, mostly facetiously.
I'm sorry. That's right. All my friends. You know what I found out, Joey? All my friends have girlfriends. All of a sudden, I went years without any of my friends having dates, let alone girlfriends. And now, the moment I'm single, the one fucking moment I'm single, the only friend I got that doesn't have a girlfriend is fucking Blue. This is the most ridiculous goddamn year in my life. And all of you.
I think Jesse's still doing hoe shit. He doesn't have a girlfriend.
Jesse, I can't do Jesse at Jesse levels of hoe shit.
Yeah, that's real.
Jesse
has too much energy.
That Jesse does whore shit. He doesn't do hoe shit. He does whore shit. He's up here with
for
this.
real.
And he does it at a very accelerated pace, where he would just kind of be orbiting Marcus. Like, it would just he'll running around, and Marcus is like, "Wait, no, come back."
Yeah,
I'm not. This is not gravitational. What's happening here?
It wouldn't work out. So this is gonna be a good year, man. I think I'm gonna find the one this year, Joey. I'm gonna find the one who will bear my offspring for the second time. Not the wife. I'm not looking for a wife. No, I'm not looking for a wife. Wife is too long.
I have an ex-wife.
You have an ex-wife?
Yeah.
Oh,
You want her number? Like, dude, I would love for her to have a boyfriend, bro, or something. Like, it would just give me a lot of time in my life to like think. But
distract her from you? Is that what you want someone to
dude, bro, can I pay you like some sort of like in Bitcoin or something like that?
Hey, you got
This
a Bitcoin. I want
This is
one.
the plot of a terrible rom-com.
It is. Oh, man. But, Joey, we're going to take a break, man.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Before we go, Candace, you do anything this week?
Not that I can remember. Go on the break. I'll think about it.
Okay. All right. We're going to take a quick break, Joey. And then we're going to have a sit-down conversation with Phil.
All right.
It's gonna be fun, man. We don't do this very often. Actually, we do it every time we have a guest. I don't know why I'm lying.
Shit, I thought it was special.
Coming up next on 15 minutes.
Huh? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention. As you see, I'm doing like 10 different things at once. But we're gonna be back in a minute with a sit down interview. We'll see you soon.
Drag on, burn niggas, flame niggas, torch niggas.
I apologize. I'm not sure if I was allowed to talk or not, but I felt like
black, Caucasian. We spit razors.
Whenever you like, jump on
like
it.
ear to ear,
okay, cool.
eye to eye, lights out, cross the throat. Couldn't say me, you gave it mouth to mouth. Better keep your teeth.
Hey, and we're back on the That Comedy Podcast, and this segment of That Comedy Podcast is brought to you by Steak. That's right, Steak. If you want a nice, warm, hot piece of meat in your mouth, go buy a steak at your local grocery store. Joey LaFaro likes steak. Just ask him. He gets it in a box. Candace likes steak. She gets it in a tube. Marcus likes steak. He just eats it when he can. Because he's got gout. But if you like steak, eat a steak. Because we like steak on the Dot Comedy Podcast. And we're back, folks. This is the Dot Comedy Podcast. Joey LaFaro, you look disappointed.
It's not that. So here's the thing. I'm a little shaken. So
Not stirred?
No. My brother was in town this weekend.
Okay.
And
Your brother likes steak.
He goes a little bit past steak. He showed up. He came to my house. Like, he stays with my mom like the first half of the weekend, and then I get him for the drunken debauchery.
You get him like a divorce on the second half.
I get him like after he literally it goes to mom's, then he goes and parties, and then he comes to me to recover. So I'm basically running a rehab clinic for like 4 days. And I look at my fridge and there's a heart defrosting.
Oh, what?
Yeah, you heard me.
A heart?
A heart.
Is it beating?
No.
Okay. Is it a cow's heart?
But before I left, it was air fried.
Did you eat any?
I did not.
What kind of heart was it? Is it a bull heart? Pig heart?
I think it was a lamb heart.
Lamb heart.
Who eats that part of the animal?
Ooh, yuck.
My brother.
Yeah. Dr. Thomas, as we love to call him on the podcast, is a whole animal eater. He eats from the rooter to the tutor. He eats it all, and hopefully one day he finds out that this didn't cause him some strange disease.
You can reach Dr. Thomas and find out all about how the nutritional benefits of assholes.
Of eating assholes?
Eating ass.
Here's the thing. It's not just that he ate the heart. It's how it was prepared. Because I would think that heart's some sort of delicacy that you have to roast or whatever. He air fried it? Like, what? None of
That's
what?
exactly how you make it a delicacy.
By air frying it? Okay.
I mean,
that's how you make it basic.
I've made some bomb ass. I made some bomb ass
heart.
roasts in my air fryer. I don't know what you're talking about.
Why are you cooking
Okay.
Why are you cooking roasted air fryer? You have an oven, don't you?
No, I have one, but why?
Okay, you're weird too.
Why would I oven when I can air fry?
It's not air frying. So basically, you're using convection oven to cook it.
Yeah.
Okay, stop calling it fucking air fryer.
It's a convection oven on steroids.
Okay, it's a big convection oven. Okay, cool. Congratulations. It's like Joey LaFaro. Joey LaFaro is the air fryer of Dot Comedy. He's just over there on steroids.
I'm an air fryer of 5'8" human beings.
5'8" human beings. But Joey, our special guest this week, Mr. Philip Valdez. We're gonna sit down and have a moment with you, sir. Usually, I like to slow it down a little bit on the Dot Comedy podcast, and I ain't got no music together. I normally would have like some slow jams ready for you. Joey, sing something slow in the background while I introduce Mr. Philip Valdez.
I don't. I ain't got.
You got no 112 in there, man.
Not.
What is this? Numbers in your pocket.
I'm too sober.
Okay. All right. Fine. All right. Philip Valdez, sir. Welcome to the Dot Comedy podcast. Welcome to the Dot Comedy family. Because
awesome, Marcus. First, I want to thank you because I'm vegetarian, for respecting my food pronoun and not asking me if I like meat.
See,
there we go.
Rude, Marcus. Do the research on the guest.
You didn't. But he didn't ask me if I like meat.
He's happy about it.
He respected the food pronoun.
There you go.
I'm vegetarian. I know I don't look it, but I am. My name's Phil Valdez. I'm from Miami, Florida. I'm Cuban American. Okay. And I got invited the other day by Joey.
All right. Well, Phil, how long have you been in the comedy? How long have you been in the comedy scene here in the DMV?
Oh, is this about? Oh, cool.
It's about you.
I've been. Let me see. You want the truth or the lie?
Two truths and a lie.
Two versions of it.
Give me two truths and a lie.
All right.
That's not how it goes. It's two lies and the truth, right? Isn't that
no, it's two truths and a lie.
All right.
Candace been playing wrong. She's telling all lies.
Kid is out here just being contrarian tonight. It's not furries, it's Furbies.
Furbies, okay. No, I've been a comedian for I think 30 years.
Okay.
But I didn't do the stage until 2 years.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because I've been writing for like 20 years.
Oh,
and
wow.
I said one day I'm gonna go on mic, one day I'm gonna go on a mic, one day I'm gonna go on a mic, and then I got divorced, so I was bored as fuck, trying to get laid, and there was some girl that I was trying to hook up with, and she's a comedian. And she said, "Oh, come to the mic." I guess I got baited to be an audience member.
Mm-hmm. You were one of her bringers.
On the mic. Say again?
You were one of the people she brought to that mic so she can get on stage.
Exactly. I was one of the bringers. And then I went up there and I did a minute. And I killed it. And I was like, oh, this is fun as shit. So I kept doing it.
Okay. That's awesome, man. Yeah. I have not done comedy professionally. I'm just funny on the podcast.
Here we go.
I have written for a number of local DC comics.
That's awesome.
One of which sits across from me who steals jokes from me all the time. Shit. And he has never given me proper credit for any of the jokes that he's stolen from me.
Well, I'll give you credit. Last week he was there with some of your jokes and he bombed.
Oh.
So if I were you, I'd try with the better stuff. Don't hold back. Don't give him the shit. Give him the good stuff. All right, bro? Because that's what he needs.
He needs that?
That's just a lie.
You suck.
No, actually, were you high? Yeah, you were.
Oh yeah, were you high?
He was last week on the show.
I was not high on Wednesday.
Oh, the edible still wasn't kicking your ass?
No, it was not.
Okay, Candace. Full disclosure about the edible. It was kicking his whole ass when we finished the podcast last week. It was.
Oh, really?
It was visibly kicking his ass. He stood.
Oh, okay.
He stood in one spot at the door for about 15 minutes. I told him to leave repeatedly. And he just stood there looking at me. I'm like, "Where you didn't go? I told you I'm gonna go to bed. I gotta get up at 6 and I gotta talk to this girl.
Yeah.
What are you doing right now?"
It started to cook him on the podcast, so I knew after we logged out he was gonna be on cloud 9.
It hit me weird because it was like I was in an emotional state midway through last week's podcast. He threw off the whole vibe of the high.
He was on an emotional.
But that's neither here nor there. No, I want to get bound. First of all,
what do you want to get back to, huh? Stealing from me?
Yeah, you can't get any shitty news in the middle of a high because it gets you into that introspective nightmare.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
What exactly? Which joke did I steal from you?
You stole the socks bit from me. You tried to steal.
First of all, we co-wrote that.
You tried
Second
to steal.
Of all, it was trash.
You tried to steal the Russian bit from
Anyway,
me.
Ken, this
I
what's
wrote
up
the
with you?
Russian
I
bit.
know, right? Exactly. Let's let them talk
This
amongst
is gonna
themselves.
go down the wrong. Oh shit! Hey, it can't get any worse than fighting physically.
Fine,
They
Phil.
won't.
You want to talk? Let's talk about how I bombed last week. Where did that come from?
Oh, I was kidding, bro.
I know.
I don't see your set. I saw all the comments.
I know.
I don't see anyone's set. Why?
I know because
I won't
Tom
laugh
Dykes
at anyone's
brought me
shit
on
because it shows a
stage.
sign of weakness. Fuck that. I don't laugh at anything. I don't look at anything. So I go out and smoke a cigarette, and if you're funny as fuck, I'll say, "Hey, good shit," but I'm not gonna laugh, bro. Fuck that. This is competition. I'm Cuban.
There you go.
That's toxic, Philip. That's toxic. You
Oh,
gotta laugh.
I'm sorry. Is that
You gotta-
toxic? Wait,
yeah.
let me reverse it. I'm kidding. It's just a joke.
So where have you have you been in DC doing comedy for the last 2 years? Have you been traveling?
Yeah, actually, I have. I've been going really, really deep. I did the Miami Improv twice this year during
Okay.
COVID. I did. I opened for Pablo Francisco 5 weeks into last year at the DC Comedy Loft.
Okay.
Nice.
It was really fun. It was like 300 people. I've been doing like like I have a room in Colombia with my partner, buddy Sean Savoy, another comic, and having fun, man. Just trying to do as many rooms as possible and working on the craft and all that good stuff.
Good, man. Yeah, man. We here at Dot Comedy are huge fans of local comedy. We try to push the narrative of continued elevation of local comedy through all means of that Dot Comedy can. Why are you laughing at that, Joseph?
Because I hear narrative. I think someone's trying to pull it's not necessarily
a good thing.
A nonfiction.
A lot of great comics in the DMV area, man.
To be a narrative means that someone has an agenda.
We're pushing the DC comedy agenda.
Okay,
we're gonna get more DC comics on Comic View. Oh wait, Comic View's canceled. More DC comics on
where TV. Oh wait,
on She Ready?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what would be the equivalent of Comic View now, like the thing that launches your career.
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube.
Netflix of some
We're trying to get more comedians on TikTok.
More real comedians on TikTok. Not these losers that keep making bits.
Damn, why they gotta be losers?
Damn.
Because they suck. Jesus. Some of them
suck. That was pretty harsh.
We're gonna do a TikTok later, Joey. We're doing a TikTok tonight with we're gonna do the bus it challenge. Joey's gonna bus it and change into a furry. And I
was gonna change into a purple suit and dance on that couch you have over there.
Hey, don't talk about my couch. The Dot Comedy Joker couch. This Dot Comedy guest Joker couch. It's right. It's on the newest edition of the Dot Comedy Studios.
There's a purple couch in the studio now.
Nice.
Candace, you asked me to get a couch so that when you stay over in the summer, you had somewhere to sleep, since you didn't want to sleep with me.
It's true. I need a place to crash when I have my gigs down there.
So I said I'm gonna get a couch. Now I don't know how comfortable this couch is gonna be, but hey, it's a couch for you. It's a couch for you, and an air mattress. So hey,
right.
it's all good.
And it's purple.
It's purple.
That's nice.
It's also probably actually a love seat.
It is a love seat. Couch is coming in a couple days. We're getting a couch. Getting a great couch soon.
Anyway,
but
Phil, we'd like to know more about your influences.
Who are some of your influences,
Phil? Influences in life. My father, he was a comic. He used to crush.
Oh.
Like he used to do great crowd work in the corner in front of like 30 men after work. Like he was a window cleaner in New York City.
Is that what inspired you to do that? You said you've been writing for like 20 years. So is that what inspired you to do the writing? And
I'm a writer. Like I went to school. I was in the Navy on a nuclear submarine. I was an electrician. I went to college. I was a writing major, chemistry major, and I didn't do the chemistry, but I kept writing. And was in the military. Did some crazy jobs, kids, wife, ex-wife, debt, bad credit. The normal Hispanic shit that we do,
That ain't just Hispanic.
I pay child support though. I pay child support because I'm a firm believer of that.
You're a firm believer in paying child support?
Yeah, You should. Actually, that shouldn't even be a question, to be honest with you, because a man should take care of his damn kids.
It's
Amen.
not a question
So
of
because
whether or
then
not you
I get
should.
girlfriends that have kids and they're not getting taken care of, and now I got to take care of them too, because that's what I do, because I'm Hispanic. But anyway, I digress. Man, I just want to make people laugh because I spend a bunch. I'm not gonna divulge my age because no one ever guesses.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I want to keep that hidden just in case one day I'm on a wiki and people don't know my age. I'm gonna mix it up. But man, I just like having fun, dude. I spend a lot of times raising my kids and all that kind of stuff, and that's all I'm doing, man. Is having fun, learning how to get more funny, like a talking more funny. But
One day,
that's me, man. I'm just having fun. I live in the DC area. And I'm enjoying the shit out of this.
one day
And I
someone's
don't plan
gonna
on stopping.
try to go to IMDb.
And I want to thank you guys for having me, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Thank
man,
you.
definitely, man.
Thank you for coming.
Happy to have you on.
One day, the goal is for someone to IMDb Phil Valdez, and the age should just say question mark, and then someone's gonna type into Google, how old is Phil Valdez? And then they'll get the answers, and it'll say, this is one of the great mysteries of our time.
It is. It will be.
Just like Candace's
Just
age.
like Tom Cruise's height.
He's 5'9", I think.
No, BS. He is not 5'9", because I have a kid that's 5'9", and he's smaller than that shit.
Yeah, he might be 5'7".
Pretty sure 5'7".
5'5".
He's 5'5".
No, he's not that
Stallone.
short.
Have you seen Judge Dredd? He wears like these heels. Sylvester Stallone.
Wait,
Oh, I thought we were talking
I thought
about.
you said Tom Cruise.
They're both.
They're both tiny men.
Well,
All of them are
That's
tiny.
what I meant. I'm a height freak.
Tom Cruise is Can you see? Tom Cruise is 5'7".
It's all white.
That's
Yeah.
wiki. That's a lie. Everything on the internet is a lie.
All I see is Chet Hanks.
Let's see how tall Chet Hanks is.
Let's
He's
not.
cute to me.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway.
Well, we're gonna do this quick thing and take a break. It was fun getting to know you, Phil. Where can people find you on the internet, Phil?
You mean like my social media stuff?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Dude, I'm too old to be on that, bro. I don't even know how to use IG. Like, I have a Snapchat that my son runs for me. I pay him.
Well, what's
Okay.
that?
He's running a hustle on you because no one's on
I'm
Snapchat.
kidding. No, you can find me Phil Valdez, PhilValdes. Little story about the Valdez, if you didn't know. A Valdez with Z means you were living in an orphanage, and the S means you had parents.
Really?
And that's
Really?
like if you encounter a Cuban, and you'll always see S unless they were in an orphanage. It'll be Z, like in Spain and all that kind of stuff. But that's why it's pronounced differently. Like Valdez is also like a Spain version of that last name
Oh, okay.
with an S. But anyway,
I did
Phil
not know
Valdez on Instagram and Facebook, Philip Valdez with an S.
All right. Well, we're gonna take a quick break, Joe. We're gonna get into some
Thank you.
whole bunch of ball-headed hoe shit on the Dot Comedy Podcast.
Oh shit!
Yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. But we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back with more fun and more thrills on the Dot Comedy
Dot
Podcast.
Comedy Podcast.
That is cool. Candace, your comic is why I take it.
Yep.
Where do you live?
Jersey.
Oh, what part? I was born there. Used to live in Old Bridge.
And we're back on the Dot Comedy Podcast. And this segment of the Dot Comedy Podcast is brought to you by Onion Rings. That's right, onion rings. Funyun onion rings. We love them here at the Dot Comedy Podcast. You know why, Joey? Because they make your breath smell just a little bit extra bad. Funyun onion rings. Find them at your local grocery store. Right next to the cheese puffs, the kettle corn, as well as all bad-for-you snacks. That's right, Funyun onion rings. And we're back at the Dot Comedy Podcast. Joey LaFaro, DJ
Funyuns
Marcus,
or onion ring.
Funyun rings.
What the hell's a Funyun ring?
No, that's what Funyun. It says it on the bag. Funyun onion rings.
You know that Funyuns aren't actual onion rings.
Oh,
They're like corn snacks.
I know what they are, but they're a piece of me.
You're talking
as
about
song
a different
plays.
product.
No, it's called Funyun onion rings.
I thought you were talking about like onion rings that were made with Funyuns as the crust.
God, get on my nerves. Get on my goddamn nerves, Joseph.
Anyway, it's all disgusting. Bloomin' onions are good though.
No, they're not. Those are disgusting.
They are.
They are.
They
They are
really
bomb.
are.
You can't have one though. Like by yourself, you'll like feel like crap.
Oh yeah, I've done that. I've went down that
I did that
rabbit
one.
hole.
Like the
Yeah,
bloomin'
they're
onion
delicious.
chips I got at some restaurant were good.
Thank God there's not like a fast food that does bloomin' onions. Like they're
Ooh.
I would become like a 400-pound like piece of shit very quickly.
Yeah, because first of all, it's deep fried, so it's bad enough in itself, and then you dip it in what's basically glorified mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That comes with it. You know what I'm talking about? So you're just like adding heart attack to cholesterol and eating it, but it's delicious.
Yeah, but the only thing that stops you is that you have to go somewhere to eat it and
Yeah.
like sit there in front of people. So you can't just like devour a whole one by
You
yourself.
can make one at home.
Oh, I did, bro.
It's too much work.
And I felt like crap 5 minutes into it.
Yeah, it's
I
bad.
got
It's not that much work to do a bloomin' onion.
dude, it has a lot of fat. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I was eating cheese fries too. But you eat that and a blooming onion.
Oh my
you'll
God.
Feel like crap.
Yes, I would think so.
Sounds like you just need to fart but can't. That's it. Sounds like
Yeah, that
that's
sounds
what
like
sounds
sounds like air is backed up in your intestines. Oh man, but Joey,
sounds like gas and constipation.
Joey LaFaro, what's going on, man? I heard this weird thing. Okay,
What's that?
I heard that the current president of the United States,
Biden?
Joseph R. Biden, and Kamala Harris, Howard University alum, Kamala Harris.
You
Boo. But they have decided to.
incorrect response.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to do it for you, Candace. You're supposed to give the Okay, I'm sorry. Here we go. HU.
You nope.
There you go. See how that works, Joey. But that aside, they've decided to tax the rich for the first time in American history.
Well, I don't know about decided.
Are they going after him at least?
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden. Oh wait, or is he drunk? Is he drunk Kamala Joe Biden? Hey Joe, we won, Joe. You're gonna be the president of the United States, Joe.
What did Joseph do now? I haven't been keeping up with him.
So he's working on rolling out his American Families Plan, but he's trying to offset that by enforcing taxes on the rich. He's seeking $80 billion to beef up IRS audits of high earners. And the administration, they're trying to say that this is, while it costs $80 billion now, it's going to ultimately raise like $700 billion over a decade.
Is this going to allow him to finally abolish student loan debt like he promised during his goddamn campaign?
I don't see in the article where that's referenced. So
you know he's
probably
never
not.
doing
Oh
that.
my God.
You know he's
I've
never
been
doing
waiting.
that.
Dude,
What?
I didn't pay my student loans.
I would to be fair,
I let
let's
them expire. Like it's been 25. They go away after 25 years. Don't believe whatever they say that they don't. They do.
I
'cause
think we
they were gone on mine.
let me see if there's any. I don't know what the American Families Plan is or does, which apparently is going to cost money. So I assume it's something else.
There were two major things that he promised during his campaign: that he was going to give the stimulus again, and that he was going to absolve you of up to $10,000 of student loan debt. He came in, he gave the stimmies, so I'm just waiting for him to absolve student loan debt.
He said, "Be happy with the stimmies for the first 2 years."
So here's the thing: the American Families Plan album drops tomorrow. So keep your eye out for that. And
what's in the American Families Plan?
that's the question. We won't know truly until tomorrow when it's released.
Because this is some new shit he's throwing out there.
Yeah.
I've never heard about this from him. Like he never mentioned anything about American
Which one
families.
of
So
two
it
is
focuses
Jamie
on what the
podcast?
administration describes as investments in American families, in addition to other programs expected to include universal pre-kindergarten, paid family and medical leave, an extension of the child tax credit, as well as extensions for the earned income tax credit, and subsidies in the Affordable Care Act, and education programs that include free community college.
Now, are they going to expand the earned income credit to fathers who pay child support? Me and Philip Valdez have we can get some of that money back.
Is this the
I'm
shit
all
that he
for.
was meeting with Ice Cube about during the campaign? Remember he was meeting with Ice Cube about like how to make
No, that was the Black
America?
Plan. That was the Black Plan.
Oh, so this is something else. Okay, all right.
No, the plan for Black America, some shit like that. Something Ice Cube thought up in his head, and he was like, "Hey, let's make sure. Let's see if we can get some likes on this."
Okay,
Yeah.
so we got this right here, which is the American family, whatever. When
Right.
is the black shit rolling out?
Well,
It
when's
ain't.
the Hispanic one rolling out, dude? Because all we get is like Spick and Span and Fabuloso. I didn't even get a stimulus check, bro. I didn't even get a stimulus check.
You ain't get a stimmy?
No, man, it
Oh.
sucks.
That's weird.
That's trash, man. I got mine.
I did too.
I didn't get a tax return, but I got a stimmy. That's the weirdest. This is the weirdest year in the world.
So,
Yeah.
the target for this audit budget that he's targeting is anyone making over $400,000.
So Candace is getting audited. That's just telling you.
No, I'm not. I am not.
Candace is the first one to get audited. That comedy ain't getting audited. I know that's for damn sure.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like that cutoff's a little low, but I agree with the general principle. Like, yeah, like why? First of all, why are you auditing anyone who makes less than that? You're not going to get any money to do anything.
True. Like
Yeah.
everyone who makes less than that pretty much is trying to fucking get over somehow and live.
Yeah.
Because
Auditing suggests that he thinks that they're cheating on whatever, cheating on their investments or their taxes or whatever.
well, they
That's
are.
what rich people do all the time.
Well,
Cayman
yeah.
Islands
Podcast
bullshit.
is cheating. Because Candace has had that TV on for 45 minutes. She cares nothing about the electricity. No one's watching it.
Mm-mm. Damn sure don't care. Try to turn that
She's
shit off.
balling. She's balling on the electricity bill.
Yeah,
That
that
shit turn
TV,
that shit off.
that TV's been on the guide for the last like hour that we've been on the air. So, but Joey,
Mm-hmm.
if he's auditing these companies, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and this is a plan to get money for his big push item. All right, because this is push present for himself.
Well, I mean, he can't be president for a decade, so it's not ultimately just to benefit him. It would benefit whoever
his
follows
successor
him.
is.
His successor is, even if he gets a second term, which he
Oh,
may
so wait,
not
it's a 10-year
guaranteed.
plan?
It was $80 billion for an exchange, $80 billion now to implement this enforcement plan, and that's supposed to yield $700 billion over 10 years.
Okay.
Mm.
So it's like $70 billion a year.
Hmm.
So you've basically paid for it in 1 year, theoretically, according to this plan.
Yeah, but you're throwing out promises you can't keep. If you can only keep your job for up to 8 years, then you can say this will work in 10 years and then just be the fuck up out of there before it crashes.
It's not, but
Or
no,
4
that's
years
the thing.
when
It's supposed to, like, it's not. It's supposed to
Or
be
up to 8 years. I should say.
over 10 years. That's going to be the yield, but it doesn't mean we're going to wait 10 years to see. That
We're supposed
money.
to be. We're going to see dividends immediately, but we're going to gain 10 times the dividends over the 10-year span.
He's saying
Oh, okay.
basically by fixing our by spending $80 billion to fix our auditing procedures now, the way he wants to. Let's say fix, but change them to make them the way he wants to. It's going to yield to an additional $70 billion in additional money per year in closed
Okay.
tax loopholes.
Okay.
Which is not, and again, it's not like additional taxes. This is just enforcing the rules the way they're supposed to be enforced.
Okay.
Because we've spent the last 4 years like just letting
Skirting it.
shit run amok.
Yep.
Especially
Okay.
with the if you're once you get to a certain level of rich, you could just pay to trick the tax system.
Pay zero income tax for I don't know why reasons.
When you don't need the money, like it
Yeah.
doesn't, like it literally makes no difference to your lifestyle at all.
Yeah, rich people have all kinds of ways of hiding their money or not paying taxes on
Right.
it.
And
Just
part of
ask
that-
kids.
That's why Kanye started a church, because he can funnel his money through a church and churches can't be taxed or can't be taxed in the same way.
right, and they just don't. We just don't hear about big high profile audits. Like you never hear about that.
Not anymore, right?
Not anymore.
Used to, like Wesley Snipes and
But see, even
yeah,
that's
When
even-
black celebrities fuck up, you hear about them going to jail for tax evasion.
and that's the thing. We're not audited. You don't hear about it like Bezos getting audited. or it's always, and even like celebrities are a whole tier below like the real targets that people should be targeting.
They
Honestly,
don't.
I
They
think
target
this
the little man.
target
The little
anybody who's made. If your net worth is over 500 million, you should get audited every year. Because I don't believe you did that, honestly.
That's very true, but that's on a federal level, Joey.
Yes.
On a state level, what are we doing? I mean, I heard some stories coming out of Florida.
I don't know about but Florida is up to some no good.
As always.
They have passed a bill requiring disputed girls to have genital inspections before playing sports.
So this is just Florida's way of going, hey, we want to look at all girls' genitals.
So
hey, I'm from Florida. I'm Miami. Hold up.
They're just trying to prevent transgender women from participating. Is that what that's about?
Yeah, I mean, basically. But
I saw a video the other day, right?
Here's the thing: at this point, it's like she's a witch, like, and the witch is a penis. Like, there's, like, it's how do you just like you get to look like it's literally you can say that about like what are we using the basis? Like, how do you determine what are grounds for dispute to allow an adult to look at a child's genitals?
Yeah, this is a witch hunt.
And think about the kind of people that are around like children's sports. These are not doctors.
No,
they're people who aren't smart enough to be doctors. They're people who probably have physical education degrees because they didn't have other options.
Pretty true. But okay.
And it's in Florida, which means they're crazy anyway, and probably on meth.
All right, so here's my problem. Here's my problem with the whole thing. Like I saw a video the other day.
You only have one. I think there are several.
Here's a problem with the whole thing. I saw a video the other day, and in the video, this young lady was saying that she was ranked number 3 in track and field in her school district. The number 1 and 2 athletes in her school district were trans women. Now they had won the state championships with records that had surpassed all record. Like she had won. Her fastest time was the new county record. They blew her record out by seconds, like not hundreds of seconds, seconds. So it's becoming a world of, is this shit really fair again? I'm not on the side of telling trans people not to do whatever the hell they want to do. You can live your life however you want to, but this shit ain't fair. I mean, as comedians have said, if LeBron James decide to go be LeBron James next week and go into the WNBA, he's gonna score 800 points. They're like, he's the greatest NBA player of all times.
Joanna Man aside.
Yeah, Joanna Man. Thank you. It's Joanna Man all over again.
I mean,
slam dunking in your wig fall off.
I think there's two completely separate discussions, right? Like,
no, it ain't.
No, there are. Like, there's
check the genitals to make sure ain't no men.
No, because that's not how. Like, it's very simple to have like some sort of physical. We have physicals for all kinds of high school sports, and have doctors doing things. And if you either make it, everyone has to bring their documentation or not. I don't need a PE teacher looking down some kid's pants.
Is that what they're saying they're going to do?
Are they actually saying that?
That's what I want to hear now. I want to hear them say.
You want the specifics of it?
I want Rick Scott. That's the governor of Florida, right? Is that Rick Scott now? Who's the governor of Florida, Candace?
Ron DeSantis.
Ron DeSantis. I want Ron DeSantis to say out his mouth, I want PE teachers checking genitals.
No,
I'm sure they're going to have to do a proper, legitimate physical. At least that's what I got from what you were saying. Not that the teachers are doing it, but like if someone's disputed, they'll make them go to the doctor for a proper physical. That's what I assumed it meant.
Joey took it as the PE teacher was checking nuts.
Yeah, that's just
Yeah,
crazy.
I never thought that either.
Yeah,
Joey,
me
what are you
neither.
thinking, bro? Like, how come you went straight to that?
Yeah, why'd you go
Like,
to
we
that?
thought the logical, normal,
Because
like,
it's
That's
hey,
disturbing.
Florida.
you go to the
Think that.
doctors,
and
they
that's
get,
where I
you
mean,
know.
again, I'm also working from with the news in this article, which is not well written. It's a
Florida
lot.
article.
It's a lot of pasted Twitter tweets, and so there's
Mhm.
not a lot of substance about what the actual law is.
It's just such a sensitive subject because I do want to advocate for trans rights
Right.
socially, but in an athletic field, it's a different conversation.
You
It's a
know what
different
I want? You
conversation.
know what I want
These are
first?
competitive sports, so you want to make sure that you are properly matched competitively, not a man against a woman.
Right. I don't get the part that really is the weird part is who's making the dispute about the gender
Coaches.
and who's but that's what I'm talking about. Like it's who's qualified to make that determination that hey, no, someone needs to go look at your junk and then do an examination. And who's doing the examination? Because that doesn't seem like it's explained very well either.
All right.
Weird.
Okay. So here's what we'll do, Joey. Here's what we do with this article. We'll put it on the back burner, and we'll come back to it when we have more information, and we can definitely tell people what's really going on in these streets with the dicks in Florida. You checking dicks in Florida?
I think it's a setup.
For who?
I think they're prepping. I think it's a setup, and they're prepping Caitlyn Jenner to come back and do the Olympics, but like the Special Olympics, and put him under the transgender thing and all that kind of shit. It's just like, and then he wrecks house, he kills it, and then he's like the president.
What?
Jesus.
If
The
Caitlyn,
president of the Olympics?
well, if
No, United States, man.
if Caitlyn Jenner goes into the Special Olympics and has to run against that Down syndrome kid in the commercial, I'm killing everybody at the goddamn Special Olympics. I don't care how the fuck they cut it. They can't tell me that shit was right. you can't put Wheaties gold medal winner against these special people in the damn street.
Hey, but he's old now.
That'll be the justification. I guarantee that'll be the justification.
Okay. Rule authorizes schools to require health examinations or documentation from a student's health provider in cases where the biological sex is
There
disputed.
you go.
Yeah,
a doctor.
But
Doctors
Joey didn't go that route.
Medical exam.
There was like PE teachers. What the?
Is there something that you want to tell us, Joey? Did you have a traumatic experience as a kid with your gym teacher?
No, I just think that there's a lot of stupid
So,
in
like, whip it
Florida.
out.
I assumed idiot, and with Florida, I assumed the dumbest scenario because
They
it's
don't
Florida.
have a good reputation as a state.
They
That's what I'm saying.
You know why, right?
Why?
Because they allow their crazy police reports to go public. They don't have like a privacy. Like any little crap that happens is public knowledge. So you can just look up the most insane shit and then just put it on the news. Other police reports don't have that.
Yeah, they don't tell.
So that's why it's Florida man ate an alligator while looking at a girl while getting a doctor's exam to do women's sports. Like it was like that.
Yeah, Florida's a weird place where you hear that type of shit.
Yeah,
It's a complicated issue, and I know. I mean, I get it's kind of it's a weird situation because I think that if you are. It's weird that we're only protecting things in one direction. But you think about it the other way too. It's like while they're still some of them are at an advantage playing against born biological females playing women's sports. I think with the surgery and the therapies that they're on, they're also not going to be able to be competitive in the men's leagues either. And so it creates a problem where it's not an easy answer.
There's nowhere for them to go.
There's not enough to have their own league.
Yeah. And
so
and I understand that. The answer to that is not a pretty one. Is not a politically correct one.
Mm-hmm.
Don't play. Don't play. It's
that's an option.
Thank you. No one's saying that is the fucking option anymore. Don't play. If there's no space for you to play, don't play.
I mean, I think I think we need to rethink how, if we're talking about separating, the whole reason we have have women's leagues and men's leagues is for, competitive fairness. And it's the same reason we have weight classes in fighting sports. So
this is true.
Except wrestling, pro wrestling, there is no weight
that's
classes.
because it's not a
Wait.
sport.
It's entertainment.
It's a different thing. So that I think the what we need to probably reevaluate is how we think of our competitive fairness divisions. There needs to be a different definition for who, what our lanes are, our swim lanes are here.
But
it
the
can't
thing
just
is,
it can't just straight be on gender anymore.
the problem with that is this is new.
It is new.
It's a new damn problem. There have been women and men on Earth for ever.
I agree.
For the entirety of time, there have been men and women on Earth. We just recently got to the point where we said, all right, cool. Women have their own equal place to play the same thing, do the same thing as men. That's Title IX. Everybody can be equal separate on that situation, okay? Women have the same abilities or have the same opportunities as men in those areas. That's Title IX. Now we have to all of a sudden throw in a whole new thing that truthfully does not is it was created in a lab. This is not real stuff, man. I'm getting
Your
I'm
Trump
getting
is showing. Your Trump is showing, sir.
It's not no.
Wow.
See, that's the thing I don't like though. I don't want to make this like I'm tired of this like liberal overswing on the trans thing. Like, let's stop acting like it's like, no, they can do everything they want. Like, it's not. It's stop acting like it's not different, and we need to figure out, like, we need to level set on things. Like, I get it. I'm not saying anyone should be bullied or we need to work through this, but I don't think it's as simple as everyone wants to make it out to be, especially when it comes to sports. But see, that's the thing. But that's the thing is, like, anytime you're saying pump the brakes, even it's you're conservative, you're against it, blah blah blah, you're a bully, blah blah blah.
I'm not against them. I'm not against them as people.
I'm not saying I'm like that's my point.
I'm not against
them
as people. I'm against the idea. Okay, here's what I'm against.
It's not a phobia. It's not transphobic to say, hey, this sports stuff's not cut and dry.
You have to have a fuller understanding of the world as it's changing into something that does not equate with reality.
Mm-hmm.
The trans thing does not equate with reality the way people have been doing it for millennia. We've been doing it one way, and now all of a sudden you expect in 10 years, how many years did it, how long was the suffrage movement for women to get the equal protection and equal rights under the law? How long was that movement? You expect me to flip on a goddamn dime for all these I'm trying my best here not to be that guy, but this is how this frustrates me. I have a daughter. If for any reason she gets to high school and she looks across the track and she's running track and there is a 6'5" girl who's about to take off like fucking Usain Bolt, I'm gonna have a fucking problem with that. As a dad, I'm gonna step in the middle of that, and I'm gonna be that guy who stands on that soapbox yelling, "Fuck this shit." Tell that kid to stay their happy ass either home or wait till they're old. They wait till they're old enough to deal with this shit in the real world. They can't participate. You can't participate if you're in a wheelchair. You can't be on a track team if you're in a wheelchair, can you? Call that motherfucker a disabled person.
I don't know. Is that like one of those things that's just not allowed?
Well, you can join, but you can't do nothing.
Well, there's a separate division for those who are disabled, so they would be able to race.
Yeah, they could go
in wheelchairs.
They could go to the Special Olympics. Cool, and you make a whole section of the Special Olympics for those people. For those people in those situations.
I think it's complicated because I think eventually,
Why are we doing that eventually? Why?
No.
Why are we kowtowing to this bullshit?
It's not.
This is ridiculous.
It's not,
this
because
is a ridiculous. This is a
What's
ridiculous
I'm,
fucking
I'm
ridiculous
stance.
going.
about it?
Hold on.
This is
Hold
a
on.
ridiculous fucking stance
Hold
we're taking on. We're
on.
taking on this. No,
Hold
we're
on.
going down. No, we're going down a weird. We're going down a weird place, Joey.
We're
and
not.
I'm not gonna be the guy that sits here and takes this shit because this
There's
is
nothing to
retarded. It's
take-
ridiculous.
Marcus.
This is
Marcus.
it's fucking retarded, Joseph.
Marcus.
You know this is retarded.
It's,
You know it is.
What exactly is ridiculous, Marcus?
Why are we worried? Why are we so fucking worried about the minority of minorities right now? When the physical people who hover in the same space as us, and I mean actual minorities. I got three of them on this goddamn podcast, have less right in this country than the fucker who decided they ain't want their dick anymore. That's me. That's how I feel. That's how I fucking feel. That's
our
how I fucking
social
feel.
and political climate is changing, and the attitude and
Doesn't
energy
need to.
now is more of inclusion and tolerance for
I can tolerate them.
others, for those who are others, right? So homosexuals, transgender,
Why?
whatever. Like we have a more tolerant.
Tell them live their life over there.
Trying to become more tolerant.
Tell them live their life over there.
But
You live your life over there.
Over
Don't
where? These are kids who go to school and they want to participate in the school
they
activities.
They can't.
I can see kind of see Marcus's point. It's like we got a lot of problems, right? And it seems like the noise around this compared to some of the other problems that we've been making noise about for almost damn near a century that hasn't been addressed, and we got more noise about this. It feels like a distraction. To him,
So you're saying they skipped the line, right? They skipped up to the front of the minorities who need rights.
Yes.
And we're like focusing on that, and that should be way in the back of the line because we have other problems we've been working on for years.
They should be in the back of the line for the simple fact of it's a fucking choice.
that's not their. They don't see it that way.
No, I don't give a fuck what they see. That's their choice.
Can I
They
pose
show
a
they're
serious
choosing this.
solution?
Yeah.
So on a serious note, and I'm a comic. I know some of us here are comics, or all of us. I don't think it's why is the transgender boy or girl have to be in the sports of the sex they're changing to? Why can't they just be dressed and be whoever they are? But if you're biologically have a penis, you have to go play football. And if you have a vagina, you don't play football or whatnot. You know, with your right sex, even though you identify as a different sex. And the reason why they don't do that, I feel, is because in school that person would be bullied. So, I'm a man that wants to play on the girls' basketball team. I shouldn't be able to do that. But you can still play with the boys. But why won't you? Oh, because I'm gonna get bullied, and the school and society is gonna get on that person for feeling like he's a girl. Really, right?
They're probably bullied either way because of
Yeah.
the situation. But
why does a boy want to play in a girl's team?
because that's first of all,
It's
it's not a boy, right?
basketball
In their
on a boys'
mind,
team.
they identify themselves as a girl. So it's not a boy playing on the girls' team. It's I'm a girl and I want to play on the girls' team, but they're trying to make me play on the boys' team because of the genitalia that I was born with.
I think
Even though my psyche and my attitude and my energy and who I identify with is female,
None of
I
that
was
matters.
born male. They want me to play on the male team.
Here's
But why
the thing.
can't it be explained like, hey, unfortunately, it's not fair. Do you think it's fair if your daughter was on a team and a boy that's claiming to be a girl, and that's great?
It's not.
But
It's
that's the
not.
argument.
Your
It's also
daughter-
not that
argument.
simple. Like there's a lot of factors that go into it. Part of it is like it's part of it's technology. Honestly, like we don't have like when you talk about transgendered. Yes, there's initially just the I identify as blank, so I am a blank, and therefore, I can even no matter what my physical being is, I consider myself this. But when it comes to like sports and interacting with other people, it's not that simple. Now, depending upon when they've realized that, and I'm kind of playing devil's advocate. I don't know enough to try to tell somebody whether they believe what they are. I find it a little difficult to believe that a child knows who they are, because I mean, I didn't know who I was until like 10 years ago. So for me to like, be 7 and look up and tell my parents, hey, I'm a girl, make me a girl, and they go get me on whatever hormone supplement, whatever procedures
Here's
are
the
necessary.
thing. You are mistakenly thinking that your experience is universal. Just because at 7 you felt like a boy doesn't mean that every 7-year-old.
I didn't say I was like a boy. I said most people. I said I don't think a 7-year-old knows who they are.
That's you're saying because you didn't. That doesn't mean there isn't a 7-year-old
most
that was
people
born a boy that doesn't feel like a girl.
Okay, but then we also don't. But we also don't let kids have. We also let kids have casual sex at that age for a reason, Candace. Like, let's not pretend that that kids know what they're doing at a certain age. Like, that's.
I'm not saying that I would go and give my 7-year-old kid hormone therapy. What I am saying is that there are kids who feel from birth, this is not right. This is not the right body that I was born in. I really identify.
They can
as this
feel
and
that way, but I mean, we're talking about where there's a.
We're talking about the change.
It's also a change part. Like, it's not just okay. It's not just as simple as I identify as this, and then you don't like. That's where we get into this murky place, especially with sports, right? If I haven't had any type of procedure, then athletically, I am a man, regardless of what I identify as. I am a man physically, and that is 100% not gonna work. Like it's
not in athletics,
not in athletics at all. Now, now there's varying degrees though. If you get especially before puberty, if you're in one of these procedures and get into one of these programs, then it's a lot closer and there's a lot more of a gray area. They're getting better at this. Eventually, it'll be where like it's no difference. Like, they can do a full we'll have the technology to do a full on sex change. It'll be 100%. There won't be any like transplants or whatever hormone therapy they need to do for years for their entire life. It'll just be, oh, we did the surgery, you're done, it's over. You are a female now. That there will be one day when we have that kind of technology and that can happen. We're not there yet.
Do they have that now?
No, we're not nearly there yet. We're light years away now. Now they can basically, they can reshape your genitals and to give you a semblance of a sense of feeling more that way. And then there's a lot of hormone therapy to kind of help you form differently. And especially if you get that therapy before puberty, it makes a big difference in terms of like the way your body develops. So there's a lot of that. But some of the things that happen when if you hit puberty as a male and then you try to switch, you still have a lot of that bone density and muscle mass that is going to put you at an advantage. It does fade over time, but with the hormone therapy, and there are studies that are still in flux, but it's still a murky area. I've heard people, there's studies that say that it's closer, it's getting closer. I've heard other things, so it's going to take time. But right now, this second, there is not one solution to this problem, and it's going to be a problem because it's confusing. But I understand where Marcus is coming from. Was like, we're just doing this whole segment on this, and what were we talking about last week seems a lot more important, because that's life or death. This is not life or death. This is elective sports that you don't have to play.
But when death is involved, when eventually like someone dies from the mismatch of the physicalness, it's gonna probably be a problem. It's gonna be big in the news.
Right, but that's again, we're still talking about one out of how many compared to people getting shot by police because our police system's broken.
This is a big deal because of how people feel about their kids. Like, if it was your kid and you felt that they were being discriminated against at their school, then that's why it's blown up into a big deal.
Right, but if people feel strongly on both sides, right? So like, you can feel like your kid's being discriminated against, but if, like, to Marcus's point, if his daughter can't make a team because some transgender switches and they're more, they just are naturally more gifted because
right. But you're arguing from the other side of the coin. If it was his daughter who was transgender,
I'm saying it goes both ways. I'm saying
then he would be up in arms in the other way, and that's why it's blown up.
Hold on, wait.
To the front of the line.
You're speaking as if I'm not sitting here. I would look my son daughter square in the face,
not your son daughter,
and tell him her to sit her silly ass down until she him gets out of high school and stop dealing with the her shit. Because I come from a different place than this. I don't believe that it should be. It's not an argument to have anymore. I'm done. Okay. I'm gonna go full. I'm going full. Fuck it. I'm going full. Fuck it, Joey. This is when.
Speaking of sons, daughters.
No, Joseph. No. This is not when we transition. I'm done with this trans shit. These fucking people have ruined everything that we have looked at in the last 5 years. As not ruining the fact that they have they always seem to pop their silly asses up when we need other fucking change in this world, and then they become the voice of everything that's fucking that everybody's going against. So I look at it from the in 1962, I couldn't walk down the street with my white girlfriend and be safe in that skin. In 2021, this girl guy and this boy girl over here can't walk down the street together because they'll be afraid of the same repercussion. No, it's not that simple. We don't think that way anymore. I can die from racism. They don't necessarily die.
There are hate crimes on the transgender people all the time.
Yes, but
where they're killed or abused.
Yes, but how many of them live in this world?
What you're doing right now is you're comparing struggles. You're saying my problems are more important.
So their struggle needs to sit the fuck down.
You're saying my problems are more important because they're worse than theirs.
Yes.
That's comparing struggles. You can't say
their struggle needs to sit the fuck down. Their struggle needs to sit the fuck down. I don't get any closer to it than that. Their struggle needs to sit the fuck down. All this bathroom shit.
So that's a yes. Their struggles are unimportant, is what you're saying.
That's unimportant. They need to sit down. We'll put it on the docket. We'll put it on the docket for 2097.
I think he's saying it's a matter of priorities.
We'll put it on the docket for 2097. When
you use the word priority, you say one thing is more important than the other. That's what you're saying.
I mean, Candace, that's what Congress does.
Why are you putting?
That's what our government does. They prioritize. They can't. They don't do everything at once.
As a black woman in this country, the most unprotected class of citizen in this country, why are you putting this much emphasis on the transgender community?
I think it was is it Martin Luther King who said an injustice anywhere is an injustice anywhere. Like anybody who's discriminated against is part of the problem. So they're discriminating against blacks, they're discriminating against women, they're discriminating against homosexuals, transgender. All of that is part of the same problem, and that's what you're not seeing.
No, it's not. It's not part of the same problem.
Anyone who's being discriminated against for who they are,
theirs is a choice. That's why it's not a part of the same problem. Theirs is a choice. And then I don't even have to know about their choice.
A whole different argument.
I don't even have to know about their choice.
I think that's the root of all of our.
I don't even have to know about them. I don't know about their cares in the world. I don't even have to care about them. I still have to wake up every morning and be me. You still have to wake up every day and be you. But they wake up. They can be.
So they are fighting to wake up every day and be who they are.
They can be.
We get that they're not getting.
The only reason everyone puts this shit in the foreground is because and I heard it the other day, and it rings in my head every time I think about it. It's because it's Joey's elk that made this a forefront issue.
Why are you blaming this?
I'm not blaming you. I'm blaming white men in general. If white men weren't changing sex, or white men weren't wanting to be gay, or white men didn't want to see lesbians, white men would not give a fuck about this issue. They give zero fucks about anything they don't want to be. So when white men start getting up in arms about it, guess what? Everybody seems to fucking care. I don't. And I won't. And you know what? Fuck Caitlyn Jenner. She can be governor if she chooses to. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stand in the fucking front of the governor's mansion in California and with a picket sign saying she still got a dick, call her sir. And that is my that is
you're missing the point. Like I said,
that is my
injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere.
How's it injustice?
If they can discriminate against you, they can discriminate against them. What you want is for everyone to have rights, everyone to have their social and civil rights.
They have them.
Not just you because you're more important, because the black man's struggle is more important than the transgender
Candace,
struggle.
I think
it's all struggle.
I don't disagree with you in the abstract of this, but we're talking about we're talking about legislation largely about athletics versus policing and systemic institutions where people are getting killed. Like, yes, like the I think it's less the fact that it's less the fact of who's getting an injustice and what the injustice is. Like, the priority issue isn't an issue of, oh, it's trans, so it doesn't matter. The issue is it's athletics, so it's less important than policing. But that's the way I approach it.
That was as important as policing. No one's saying that.
But it's getting as much noise.
It's getting as much attention. All the trans shit gets more attention than is as much attention as the Black Lives Matter movement.
That's incorrect.
That is fucking true.
Not untrue. Like, we see this.
Has the White House ever put up a Black Lives Matter flag on the front lawn? But they put up the goddamn dumbass rainbow.
I can kind of.
They put that silly ass fucking rainbow over the White House and over the Capitol.
They painted Black Lives Matter down the street.
The mayor of DC did, not the government.
Okay.
So
not the United States government. The United States government loves the gays. They do everything they want to for the fucking gays. Now we have to sit there and watch them get more than us. First we watch women do it. First we watch white women do it, and black women jumped on that bandwagon too. I don't understand this. This is the fucking shit this is the reason I don't talk, Joey. This is the fundamental reason I don't talk to people about this shit. It's because it's annoying and it's systemic as a problem, because I don't even have the support of black women. As black people having
Who said that I don't support that? What I'm saying is that it's not okay to say, well, let them suffer because our problems.
Never said let them suffer.
No one should be discriminated against.
How can we fix a discrimination issue in 2 years' time that we just found out about there was an issue?
That's actually true. Things are moving faster because of the internet.
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff.
It's not just that.
Honest, like back when there was no internet, I never even was aware of transgender being an issue. I thought it was just, cross-dressing, and I didn't know that this was an issue. And then now, I guess in the last 10 years, is it the last 10 years that it's coming to light?
Yeah,
I'd say 5 to 10. It's coming hot very recently.
I think what Marcus is saying is something that is kind of a systemic thing with when white people decide to be up in arms about something, stuff happens. And like, this is like, I was literally just watching the 30 for 30 on Mike Vick before I came over.
Mm-hmm.
And the way it was like the state prosecutor wasn't even going to pursue charges on him. What got him in jail was white people complaining. It was white people complaining from all the animal groups, because not a single one of them was a minority. They interviewed all of them.
Black people don't care about animals.
They went to the feds. They went to the feds, and the feds went there too. And the feds went there and they looked and they said they found these dog bodies, and but we can't prove it was dog fighting. And then some white woman wrote in and said, I can prove it, and they let her. Like, she's not even a state regulated forensic anything. And then they decided to make a case, and then they decided to make him an example, and they didn't even, like, the other guys in the case got less time than him. He got the most time out of everybody involved.
Because he was a black celebrity.
Because white people who care about animals but will play Pokemon, which is basically a virtual representation of that shit. Even though there's the same fucking people who say that GTA is too violent a video game. Oh, we can't do the violent video game because it's virtual, and then we can't because it leads to violence against women and blah 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 blah, and violence and crimes and blah blah blah. But when they play their virtual cockfighting game, they're absolved, and they can still care about animals and shit. It's bullshit.
The priorities we put in the emphasis we put on shit in this country now has gotten to a a fever pitch. And we are at a point now where people are going to stop caring about all the issues. And that I can't live with, because that involves me not being able to be alive a lot of the damn time. Because that's when people start going, hey, everybody keeps saying that Black Lives Matter. Well, I don't believe that anymore. It's part of all the noise. Now it's part of the noise that white men have decided that that's what we need. That's what they needed to do to shout this whole thing down. They added a whole bunch of extra shit to every point that we try to do. The civil rights movement. Oh, well, they're going to move it in your neighborhoods if we give them the right to vote. And then your property values are going to go down because black people, they're loud and they cause problems in your neighborhood. This has been a problem for us for 100 years, but yet we seem to take on these causes that make zero fucking sense at the flip of a goddamn dime. This is a new cause. Hey, treat it like a new cause. It took how many years for us to get the Voting Rights Act, Joey? It took the death of a bunch of our leaders too. So guess what? Debate struggles. I'm not going to do that.
I will say this, and again, I'm not here to try and say I have any answers, because this is all, there's a million lines coming together and a million different directions kind of like getting tugged on here. But when we look at this, the reason that I think that there's a lot of energy around it too is young people are coming in, and they're, this is part of cancel culture. The response to, and I don't want to, like, the energy is great. There's like we have this new generation coming in that is ready to make change, and they're ready to do it fast, and they've watched like years and years of crap. I think our generation saw a lot of these problems, but we're too exhausted to lead the charge on stuff. And so the kids are coming in, and every single thing that comes up, they're going after it. But so it seems, so there is a lot of noise about everything right now. Every time that something comes up, they're out, they're ready to go with their pitchforks.
And that's because of, like what Phil said, things are more globalized now.
Well, it also,
you grow up with a much wider, broader perspective because you've grown up with the internet and being able to see and research literally anything. It's not how we grew up. Our generation's a lot more closed, but their generation is open and more tolerant and more accepting because they have had.
But they aren't like they are
from the very beginning.
They're not tolerant of us.
That's the thing. They're not tolerant. No. This is the thing. They have they're more open-minded about
because they've
extreme.
Had more exposure.
No. I didn't say that. I'm not saying unilaterally. I didn't stop at open-minded. They are not more open-minded generally at all. They're very passionate about things, and that leads them to not be open-minded or understanding about opposing perspectives or viewpoints. And it also makes it very difficult for them to have a larger view or more global view of what's going on and where we are in the timeline of things and how things got to where they are and the history of it all. There's a lot of like instant reaction and stuff, and some of that's good, but they need to pump the brakes a little bit and look at the whole problem. And that's where we're getting stuck. We don't look at the whole problem with a lot of things. And so we're not getting that 1,000-foot view, and so it leads to we get these like spurts of energy, and we get little shit out of it, like the Aunt Jemima thing, that was like pointless. We don't really care. That didn't actually help anything. Okay, great, good job, but whatever. It didn't actually make systemic change, and we don't, because they have the energy, but they don't have the experience of seeing how this thing has evolved over time. And so we need to kind of find that balance. We need to work together about that, but we can't keep jumping at every single, jumping to every rock that we see. There's got to be we got to find a way to work together. There's benefits to, we're tired because we've been through we've seen a lot of this. We've fought, people have been struggling to get change for years, and we know it doesn't come that quick, and not for the things that matter. It doesn't, and it's very easy to lose focus for the important things. We've been that shoe. The millennials have been. This is if you do one defining trait of the millennial generation, it is jaded.
And I agree. I agree with that assessment of our generation as a whole.
I think the millennial generation is very informed, more informed than generations prior.
The millennials have more information at their fingertips than previous generations. We have the knowledge base of those generations in our pocket. The problem with that is with the younger ones is they don't take what the older millennials see, because me and Joey are millennials. I'm not sure about the two of you. That is still to be questioned. I'm still trying to figure out exactly how old everyone on this screen is in front of me. It's very hard to do. But we as the older millennials look at life from a respect mindset. They look at the younger ones look at life from a do mindset. So if they go, okay, we need to do something about this. Well, we need to respect how we've done it before we get there, so that we know, okay, we're not going to make the same mistakes as the past. Because we thought if we move too quick, we'll do the exact same thing to someone else that will keep this cycle keep going and keep it as a perpetual problem for everybody other than ourselves moving forward. But with this transgender issue, I will stick to my guns about this, Joey. They cut the line, and I'm not going to stand for them cutting the line anymore. I'm not going to do it. I can't do it. I can't hold my tongue to them sitting at the table. They did not get a placement at this table yet.
I think it's a very selfish and entitled way of thinking.
Well, see, that's why I think we're
think of.
Go ahead, Phil.
Go ahead, Philip.
I was going to say, think of this, all the years and the centuries of maybe little girls wanting to play baseball, but they couldn't play it because softball wasn't invented yet. And all the struggles of a boy wanting to do something that wasn't socially accepted in sports or athletics to do, a boy wouldn't do gymnastics or ballet at some point, maybe in the beginning when that was discovered. And there were a lot of people that hated it, and they sat down and they just said, okay, well, I can't do it because it's not allowed. Now, we're not saying that someone can't be transgender here, but they're kind of adding it to the pot of the things that they can't do. And there should be certain things that people, regardless of sex, cannot do or shouldn't be allowed to do because of other reasons. And this one reason is your muscle fiber is freaking stronger than a girl's fiber. My son told me the other day, a 15-year-old male soccer team in Dallas beat the women's Olympic team in soccer, and they're 15-year-old from Dallas. It's a top team. They're all 15 or 16 U age group. And that was to prove how better athletically are boys in certain sports. I don't know if this is true, but he told me this the other day. My son's 18. Sometimes he's full of shit, so I have to
I think he was in this one.
This is what I'm trying to get to. There's, some people have to wait their line, and it's true. We move at a fast pace nowadays because of the internet. So things are probably getting solved quicker.
I want to be clear that I was talking about transgender social and political rights. I totally believe that there's an issue with the competitive advantage with you having someone who's born a boy competing against girls. We can't have that. We have to find a space for that, because that's not going to work. You can't have a boy competing against a girl if it's supposed to be gendered sports. If it's just everybody's racing against everybody, that's fine. But if you have girls track and boys track, then you're separating it for a purpose. So I understand that. I was talking about transgender social and political rights in general.
Yeah, because then the next thing you do is you'll have you can only do sports if you're under 5'5". You've got a league for Mexicans and Hispanics, and then I don't know.
That's an actual point. That might be a good solution to the problem. Is take away gender and then
And
make them
do-
compete based on
physical.
height and weight. Yeah, like height and weight. So
Well,
like
Yeah, your
whether you're a
BMI.
boy or a girl, if you're
Yeah.
like 5'6", 110 pounds, you
Yeah.
can like compete against each other. That
Yeah, if
might
you-
make it
that
fair.
that
Yeah, if you had a
That's-
BMI of Marcus, you could play all sports.
you might want to go off body fat percentage. That might be a safer thing.
Yeah.
But even then, that's still dicey. I mean,
Mine.
like I said, we need to do more comprehensive thing. And I agree. We do need to that's what I was saying before. We need to reevaluate our swim lanes for
Yeah, that's a good
athletics.
point.
And I think that's
Yeah.
that's where that's where that conversation goes. But to Marcus's point, that's not what the conversations that's happening is. The conversation is, if you don't think that they can be in any league they want to be, you're wrong. Like that's the energy that's coming out right now.
No. See, that's where it gets complicated, because I'm all for transgender rights, but this is sports we're talking about. And there's a reason why we've separated the genders, so that there can be equal, so that no one has a competitive advantage or
But
no
now
one
we
has a
wanna-
competitive
now we-
disadvantage.
Now we want to change evolution and make one gender. Yeah, that's gonna
Yeah.
happen. That's gonna happen. We're gonna
We're
come.
gonna
We're
be
gonna be.
Mocklins.
Yeah, we're gonna be Mocklins. We're just gonna come. We're gonna come
It's
down
probably going to get to the point where they just don't separate the genders for sports, and
That's
they
when
just do
women
it based
get
on
concussions.
height and they can do it based on height, weight, things like that, and then just not have a gendered separation. Because other than that, I don't see what's fair. Because if you're separating boys from girls, then you're separating boys from girls, and that's just what it is. The only way to be fair with it is to do like what Phil was saying, was like do it based on height and weight. I don't know how you would do it, but you can't have someone who is physically born a boy competing against girls, because otherwise, why are we separating genders? Just let everybody
Let everybody
Yeah.
run.
together.
And
Yeah.
and in that case, then a having physical documentation, right, makes more sense, because that applies to everybody. And we're not looking at genitals anymore. We're
Yeah.
looking at body composition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um,
So that might be a way to make it fair. I don't even know. But I mean, then the
But
question
again,
goes
that
to
to Marcus's
is a
point,
male-
that's not the conversation we're having, is it? And that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
There's a
But I
lot of
don't-
conversations that the
It's-
government doesn't have because they just sell out on
Well-
us.
well,
Like,
it's-
the masses are struggling here.
I think it's. I mean, we love polarization in this country, and anything that keeps people fighting and keeps the poors fighting against each other is good for business.
Yeah.
So that's where I think some of Marcus's frustration is coming from with this, is like the energy it's getting is not only a little bit disproportionate to the number of people that are being affected, it's also disproportionate to the actual solving of the problem, because we're just approaching it from a, hey, let's yell at the people who don't think this is okay, and not and unless they like let's just be like completely opposed to any sort of like real conversation about, okay, how do we solve the problem? There's not an agreement on what the problem is. And so we're spending a lot of energy on it because of that headbutting, and we're not
Mhm.
getting anywhere. Meanwhile, we have problems that have life and death consequences that aren't getting attention. There are still kids starving in this country that can't get food to eat. There are still people, struggling to find places to live. There are as many homeless people as we've ever had all over the place. And we're not addressing or worried about any of those. This is in the news cycle. None of that stuff is. That, and I think that, and I can see that where it's like it's not that there's not a struggle here, and it needs some attention. But when you compare it to what else is going on and where we're spending our energy and spending constructive energy, it doesn't seem like that's happening. So,
All right, we'll leave it on that.
can we move on to more positive stuff, or we
Philip, are you going outside to smoke? I think he's going to have a
Phil needs
smoke. We stressed him
after
out.
all this.
Yeah, you did stress me out, man. Marcus really yeah, at least he got the food pronoun right, so I'm not that offended.
Okay.
Oh man, but Joey, what else is going on in the world, man? We got some nuts in the world. These nuts is
Kate,
killing them.
speaking as Caitlyn Jenner's sons
No.
are disappointed
wanna
that
deal
she's
with
running
her.
for. Okay.
I don't deal with her.
Mike Lindell, the My Pillow guy, explains that all the things you can't say on his new free speech social media app. So he's
That's right.
created.
He said he was gonna gonna build that. I don't trust that guy. I haven't trusted that guy since I saw his My Pillow commercial. I didn't know what that
Let
commercial
me
was
look
about.
up the My Pillow. What is that? My Pillow.
It's a weird invention that it's and it comes on at 2:00 in the morning. So he talks in my sleep when I'm trying to really
I mean,
get a good dream on.
what does the pillow do? That's special.
What does this pillow do, Joey? Do you know what the My Pillow?
I don't know. I didn't buy it. It's because it's a piece of shit. Anyway, it's got some patented fill supposedly, which is probably filled with lies. Anyway, his lie filled pillow allowed him to. He's a super conservative former meth head who has made a bunch of money with this pillow, and now he's trying to branch off into other. He's trying to diversify, which is smart as a CEO. He started a free speech social media platform that will ban swearing and taking the Lord's name in vain because it is a quote Judeo-Christian platform. So there's. He said they asked him if they were going to let porn and swearing and everything go on his free speech app. He said absolutely not, and here's why. We have a thing we found in the Constitution and our founding fathers that defines what free speech is. This Judeo-Christian platform we're going to have here, they go by biblical principles.
But
nothing he said was coherent at all.
But he said it's free speech, so he's going by the Constitution.
Yeah, you're not able to swear. There'll be 4 words you for sure can't say. You can't say the C word, N word, F word, and you can't use God's name in vain. What a concept, right?
C word, N word, F word.
Mm-hmm.
Cunt, nigga, fuck.
Yep. I believe so. I believe those were those words.
I mean, I don't think I've ever used those in a sentence together. So I think I'd be in pretty good shape going into this new social media. What's the social media site name?
Just join it so I can get banned from.
Yeah, just join it so we can get banned. That's gonna be every episode of the podcast. We got to get on that platform next, Joey. We gotta.
None of this is how free speech works.
No, because it's only free speech for him and his cronies. That it's all those Trump acolytes are all jumping all over this because they're like, yeah, now we got a platform for us, but it's like you had all those. And then you squandered them because you decided to hate speech as opposed to free speech.
I think we should take all that young people energy and just try to see if they can get him to curse.
You know, it won't be hard. You've seen interviews with this guy. It will not
trigger
be hard.
him.
You can trigger him.
Wait till he has to ban himself and then not do it.
Oh my goodness, Joey! What else is going on in the world, man?
Tekashi 6ix9ine's back in the news.
Tekashi. Now, okay.
Takeshi, whatever his name is.
I don't know why you said Takeshi.
Pretty sure it's Tekashi.
It's really white of you to say it that way. I don't know why. Why you would say it that way. But Tekashi,
I don't care.
Didn't he have a concert or something?
He had a concert and he was wearing $2 million in ice around his neck, and they decided to try and crowd surf.
Well, how much ice is that? That's a lot of ice cubes.
It's a lot.
That's like a.
First of all, how many rappers have to get robbed at their own concerts before they stop doing that shit? This is not the first time that it has happened.
Here's the thing.
Do one of two things: wear fake ice to the concert if you're gonna crowd surf, or don't crowd surf.
You can afford the replicas.
Do better.
Yes, I agree completely.
They crowds all the time, and they're not learning from each other's mistakes.
Tekashi knows better. He learned from jail that he shouldn't be doing stupid things in the streets. And he let's see, he got released early parole because for good behavior because of coronavirus. Then he was out trolling people. Now he's doing concerts with $2 million in jewelry.
Wear the replicas to the concerts or don't crowd surf. It's very simple.
Okay, I'm gonna say it, Joey. I know it's probably an unpopular opinion.
Oh boy.
Tekashi 6ix9ine is a snitch. And I think he was a snitch, and he stole a whole bunch of shit from people because I ain't never met nobody on probation or parole that had $2 million worth of any damn thing. Even the biggest drug dealers I've ever met. So Tekashi 6ix9ine is a transgender. He's no longer allowed on the Dot Comedy podcast.
A lot of times they get lent that stuff from the label to promote an image, like the cars they drive, the jewelry they wear. A lot of time that stuff is owned by the label and just lent to them.
Why would you lend that to somebody?
It's for their image. They're selling an image so that they can sell those records. So a lot of those cars are leased by the label. That jewelry is leased by the label. Most of it.
No, most of the time it is.
Candace, look at this guy. Does anyone want that life?
For $2 million now from the label?
Yeah, he probably owes that money back to the label now.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Guarantee you they're fucking billing him for that.
That's a dumbass move.
Well, the government's going to pay that back because they don't want him to get in trouble. They can't have their number one spy out not in full force in the streets because he's a snitch. I'll say it again. He's a snitch and he's a transgender. Joey, what else is going on in the world?
Everything's going to be transgender now. Whoa.
Anybody he doesn't like is going to be trans.
Oh, Lord. I'm going to have to get a transgendered guest.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I look over at him. If I did, see the
Tasha
thing is,
I need you to stop trying to destroy our podcast right now.
I'm not trying to destroy our podcast, Joey. I don't have a problem.
I don't need young people to come for me with pitchforks. I'm tired. I can't throw them all day.
I don't have an issue with transgender people. I do not. Marcus actually is a fan of transgender people. I am. DJ Marcus does love transgender people. I'll say it to the day I die. But at the end of the day,
the longer this goes on, anyway, LeVar Burton,
a non-trans. What's LeVar
Butterfly Burton? In the sky, I can go twice as high.
What?
Take a look.
What?
It's in a book.
What?
The Reading Rainbow. Y'all didn't watch that when y'all were kids?
Reading Rainbow.
No. Yeah, we watched it. Of course we did.
Okay, just making sure.
Candace was watching it after college courses because she was 35 when Reading Rainbow was out. I remember that.
He will host Jeopardy.
Will he?
He will.
He teaching them how to learn
after 246,000 signatures of a petition. LeVar Burton will guest host Jeopardy.
I think that's a good choice. What do you think?
I love it.
Well, the only issue is he's only a guest. Like I think the argument is they want him to be the permanent host.
Who is the?
This is a step in the right direction.
I don't think they have a current host anymore.
Are they just playing reruns now?
They're closing out season 7 with guest hosts. So the remainder of this season will be Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, David Faber, Joe Buck, and then LeVar Burton.
Okay, LeVar Burton's definitely the best choice of all of us.
I mean, that's not in question here.
Why did Chef Dave send that to me?
That will air July 26th to July 30th. So if you want to be part of making LeVar Burton the permanent host of Jeopardy, I highly recommend you watch Jeopardy during those weeks.
Yes.
Okay.
I do too. I am a fan of LeVar Burton. He's a funny human being. He's the first black pilot, black engineer that Starfleet ever had. At least I guess that's the first black one they put on TV. I love LeVar Burton. He taught me how to read, Joey. He taught me how to read when I was just inch high from
Oh, he was Reading Rainbow guy.
Yes.
Wow, that's why I was singing, Phil.
Oh shit, that's right. Damn, I thought he was blind as shit. I really
That's
thought
when he was Geordi on Star Trek.
Yeah, that was
I
Geordi
thought he was blind and that was just a prop. I'm sorry. I really didn't.
He thought his eyes actually looked like that.
Just the whites of his
No,
eyes.
dude, I thought. Look, one was Star Trek in the '90s. Those glasses were hip. I used to use that shit driving my car in Miami. Like I thought. I didn't know it was. Anyway, that pillow guy though. He wrote a book, Crackhead to CEO.
He really did? That guy used to be crackhead?
No, he wrote a book, Crackhead to CEO.
No, I'm about to look it up.
No bullshit.
I'm pretty sure that's accurate.
Like a month ago.
I believe it is. I believe it is accurate.
He's trying to sell his book. He's actually giving it away free at some point.
Oh, wow. Crack addict to CEO.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you know what he is?
My Pillow founder. Look at that.
Know what he is, Joey? He's white. So
Mm.
of course he could be that. I haven't seen any crackheads in DC go from crackhead to CEO. And I've seen a lot of crackheads in my life. Ain't that a shame, Candace?
It is. It really is.
Or should we just watch out for the transes?
We should watch out for all of it, Marcus. All of it is a problem.
Anyway.
Oh man.
Sorry.
What else we got ongoing, Joey? We better get out of here in a minute, man.
So I don't know if you've been keeping up with Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
You mean the bird and the arm?
Yeah, but
the bird and the arm is worth two in the bush. I think that's the name of the show.
Apparently, the bird graduated.
Bird, he did? Didn't they give him a field promotion? I think he's a captain now.
He is a captain of American.
He is
Airlines. Because Bucky went to Wakanda and brought him a special suitcase filled with a merged costume that involved wings and a star on it.
Oh wow!
So he will be Anthony Mackie will be Captain America 4.
Tony Mack, I swear to God, man, Tony Mack is probably one of my favorite actors right now.
He's come a long way.
A long goddamn way.
Come a long way since what was it? Dang, what was the name of the movie? What was the one we did with Mark Wahlberg?
Which one was that?
Pain and Gain.
Oh shit, he was in Pain and Gain, wasn't he?
Come a long way.
He has come
injections in his ass.
He has come an extremely long way from Pain and Gain. My God, Anthony Mackie. Like I watch interviews with Anthony Mackie all the time on TikTok and on YouTube. He's probably one of the funniest human beings to ever just sit and do an interview with.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we ever get to the point of interviewing celebrities on the Dot Comedy Podcast, this want to be the first one I want to get. Okay. We're gonna work on that. We already have Phil. Philip is the number one celebrity we've had so far on the Dot Comedy Podcast, and thank you for being that. But Anthony Mackie will be definitely number 2 on our hit parade down the road. Man, but Joey, so he's gonna be Captain America, huh?
He is Captain America. He was Captain America in the final episode.
How does White America?
Wait, he was something else. He was like Freebird or Eagle or something. Like
he
already
was,
has.
He was the Falcon.
Come on.
And just like in the comic books,
he was Freebird
or Eagle or something. Like he already has a function.
He was
right?
Falcon.
He's Falcon.
That's why the show was Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
There we go. Okay.
Yes.
And now he's
so
Captain
now
America.
he's going to be Captain America.
He was Captain America's sidekick. He's one of his Captain America's sidekicks.
Yes.
Now, I think in the comics, Bucky was first, so I think they went ahead and bumped him up in MCU.
You know why? It's Black Lives Matter.
I agree.
That's right.
And then they had him just tell all the white people what to do, which I enjoyed.
Oh yeah, that's
how they ended the series.
I gotta actually sit down and watch Bucky and the Winter Soldier or Winter. What is it?
Oh, there's
Falcon and the
TV
Winter
show?
Soldier.
Yeah, it's on Disney 4.
It's a good watch. It's a good show.
Disney
cool.
divided by what is it?
Disney Plus.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Isn't Disney Plus like Paramount?
They all are plus. They're all are plus. So you don't have to get confused.
BET Plus. Yeah, BET Plus.
Not BET Plus.
I think BET Plus is part of Paramount Plus.
Yeah. Thank you. Why? They decided to
because
consolidate.
Paramount. It means top.
Yeah. Okay. Because Paramount owned them all to begin with.
I
And
mean,
Paramount was trying to get every dollar they could. Then people were like, fuck this. And started canceling subscriptions. So Paramount was like, all right, we're going to put them all together.
Paramount killed Blockbuster.
DirecTV killed Blockbuster.
Now, if you watch the documentary, it pretty much was Paramount.
No, it's DirecTV.
Was it Paramount that
No.
killed Blockbuster and Netflix?
They bought Paramount, they bought Blockbuster, and then they saddled Blockbuster with a ton of debt.
The first time.
Yes,
Oh,
but that's when
Paramount did
Netflix
that?
because
Paramount did that. Yes.
when Netflix was when they were both moving to the streaming, Blockbuster still had enough clout and actually had more technology to beat them out. What they didn't have was any credit left in the bank.
Yeah.
So all the creditors came and Blockbuster had to fold. If it weren't for the debt they had already, they would have been fine.
Except for that one in Eugene, Oregon, that is still kicking the day.
It's Bend, Oregon, actually.
Oh,
I've been to it.
Bend. Okay.
Yeah, I was there.
Eugene's the capital, isn't it? Yeah.
Did you end up? How did you end up at Bend, Oregon?
that's
did you
a good
go
question.
there for that?
Was that?
I'll tell you the story. I traveled for 4 years in an RV full time, where all I did was go from like spot to spot all the time, and I ended up in Bend, Oregon, because they started selling weed
Good reason.
like in 2014.
That's a
and
good
I
reason.
figured, okay, I'm here, get a Blockbuster tape, get some free weed. You know.
I'm enjoying that. I think that is the way. You know what, Joey? On that note, I think that's how we're gonna end this week's episode.
I think we need to.
That is the perfect way to end. Mr. Phil Valdez, I appreciate you, sir.
Thank you for having me. It was fun.
Yeah, definitely, man. We're gonna have you back on. You are a member of the family. If you ever want to be on, just hit up Joey. If you ever, or me or Candace in the group chat. Anyway, but you have anything going on now that you want to promote?
I do have a bunch of shows at Nottingham's Tavern in Columbia, Maryland, every Friday, and we have some really special guests the next few weeks. And then I have a big show in Baltimore sometime in mid-June. That's gonna be a really big show, like 150 people. But yeah, I'll let Joey know. And again, like Candace, whenever you want to come by, if you're ever in town, feel free to swing
I will
by.
be in town next month. I'll hit you up.
He
Yeah,
also
for
hosts
sure.
a fantastic open mic on Wednesday nights at Nottingham's.
Okay.
Yeah, we do like to help the new comics, and the vet comics come in there all the time. Tony Woods shows up and all this, and they try new material and everything. It's pretty cool.
Awesome, man. I'm happy to have met you, sir.
Thank you.
Candace, you got anything going on?
Just follow me on social media, _Candace. Whatever I'm doing, I'll post it there.
All right, Joey LaFaro, you got anything going on, man?
I'll be at Nottingham's tomorrow. I know that.
Nope.
Outside of
Fun
that,
time.
That'll be on Wednesday because this show it's posted on the live today. It's posted online Thursday.
for
So-
those of you who are live, I will be there Wednesday.
Oh man, but Joey LaFaro, it has been fun this week in certain spots. It has been annoying in other spots. I am DJ Marcus, and the thoughts and opinions of DJ Marcus are that of DJ Marcus and no one else on the Dot Comedy Podcast. DJ Marcus is just a character on the Dot Comedy Podcast, wanting you to know that this time and every time, so that you don't go home with this thought that he is who he is every day on this podcast. No. DJ Marcus is just that, just the DJ, humble servant of the Lord. DJ
Humble
Marcus.
servant of the Lord.
But we're going to get out of here, folks. It has been fun. It's been real. Joey, what do you got to say?
Tune in next week. We have another special guest. Rob Coffey will be joining us.
Big Bob Coffee?
Yay!
I wonder if he'll be upset if I call him Big Bob Coffee.
You can try and let's find out.
That'll be hilarious.
That'll be fun to watch.
I've seen his facial tics. If he gets mad, I can see it on the screen. But Rob Coffey, definitely one funny comedian in the
Hilarious,
DMV,
yeah.
and we will definitely be having fun with him next week. So, Candace, you gonna be here next week?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. Now we have
Will your TV still be on?
Probably.
Because it just turned off.
it turned off
Went
itself.
Now the screensaver's on.
Oh man, but we're getting out of here, folks. We'll see you next time. More fun and more thrills on the